Okay, so rise. So think of like a sunrise. What happens?
It goes up.
It goes up. Okay, so rise means up or down. Okay, in this case. Okay, so and then run. Okay, means left or right. Okay, so when we do slope, we always go up and down first, and then we go left or right. Okay, and it's really just a matter of counting. And then you need one more little note. Okay, if we're going to the left, okay, when we're running, if we're going to the left, that means that our slope is going to be positive. No, I did it backwards. I thought so. If we're going to the left, our slope is negative. If we're going to the right, our slope is positive. Alright? Come on, write these notes down. Let's go. Okay, so now all you gotta do, you always find the lowest point. Okay, so there's really only 2 points on this graph. Which one is the lowest?
For number 11?
Yeah.
The one for -3. I mean -2. What is it? I mean +2.
Yeah, it is positive. But okay, so it's gonna be this one right here, right? Would you agree?
+2, -3.
Yeah, so that's the lowest point. And really, you could do it the old-fashioned way. So, and don't do this, but you can read coordinates, right? So you said that this coordinate is +2, -3. And we could look at this one and say, well, this one is 0, 1. And you could do it the way that you did that on the front page, right? With both the coordinates and that. You don't need to. There's 10 times easier way to do that, okay? So I'm pretty much showing you how to find slope in 2 different ways. Okay, this way to me is way easier. Okay, we know that our slope's going to be written as a fraction, so you can put your fraction mark. Okay, we start with our lowest point. You need to draw yourself some kind of, you can only take straight paths. So you're going to draw yourself a line up and over, kind of like to connect the dots. Okay, so look at mine. I drew it up straight and over straight until they connected. You can't be going no crooked diagonal ways, taking no side streets. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay? So how much do you rise? And all you gotta do is count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then run is our left and right.
2.
1, 2. And did we go to the left or did we go to the right?
To the left.
We went to the left. We went that way when we were going. So that means that our slope should be negative. Okay, so start at the lowest point, which is going to be right here, and you connect your dots.
Wait, which one is the lowest one?
That one.
Yeah.
I'm saying you are going to connect them either way, but you start counting from the bottom one. Okay, so how much do we have to rise?
3.
3. And how much do we have to run? 5. Is this going to be positive or negative? Which way did we run?
It's going to be positive because it's going to the right.
Yeah, so we went up and then we went to the right. So our slope is going to be 3/5. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, draw your lines, connect your dots. Okay, how much do we rise?
4.
Uh-uh.
Which one? Oh, I went the wrong way.
5. You did them backwards? That's okay. Oh, you can do it that way.
4.
No. I'm glad that you did that, but let me show you in just a minute. Okay, and then it was 4. And then did we go to the left or right?
The left, so it's negative.
The left was negative. So had you would have went this way, okay, and I'm going to do it in red. If you connected your dots like this, or yellow, it's still the same except for you need to think about what you're doing, okay? And by that I mean, we can't just start counting over because I know some of you guys are going on this. Wait, you need to, what does rise mean? Rise means up and down. So you have to count this first, which means you would need to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And I could see how you could mix them up because then you always go from the one to the other. But then it also even screws it up a step further because, okay, if we run 1, 2, 3, 4 still. But did you go to the left or to the right when you ran? The right. But when we did it this way, you went to the left. So it gets it all jacked up doing it the opposite way. So you need to really think about, and we'll get there to be able to look at a picture and say, oh, this slope is positive. Oh, this slope is negative. Just by looks. Without even doing any math. Eventually, I swear to God, you will get that good at it. I will make sure that you ain't got to do math. You should be able to look at it and tell, oh, that's a positive slope. Okay? But that comes with practice. Okay, so
but how do we know which way to like draw? Yeah, like that's what I'm getting at.
What you mean?
Do we always go to?
Like, we don't know like this way or like this way. Like we don't know. Like if we're gonna go this way or that way in the picture.
How could you go that way? That didn't make no
Like
sense.
on any other.
So like this one, for instance, she's saying like we can go this way. Like okay, so like we can go like this. Go like this, or we can go
Oh,
like this. Yeah, which
okay. All right, I got you. All right, so that's a very, very, very good question, and I don't say that too often, okay? Because I don't be BSing like that's a great question. If your question sucks, your question sucks. Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so what order do we always do them in? Do you do the rise or the run first?
The rise.
You always do the rise first. So when you draw your line, what should you do first?
rise up.
The rise. Okay, so if you did it this way,
You went up.
Yeah, you did go rise first.
yeah. Otherwise, you're doing the run first and then the rise, and it screws you all up. So you always put your pencil down on the lowest point and you rise, and rise can be down too. Like maybe you have to go down. There's no other point. But if you pick the lowest point, you're only going to be able to go up. So we're going to rise and run. So we rose 7,
6. Oh.
maybe. I don't know. The TV is so hard to see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Somebody else count 6? I swear to God, I thought it was 7.
It's a little. It's a skinny point right there.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Why are you skipping?
I
7.
don't know. 7.
1,
That will be
2,
square.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, it might be 7.
No, because you're doing this. I seen you. And you did it backwards. What should you have went first?
Is it 1 over?
No, man, listen. Do you rise or run first?
Right.
Rise. What did you do first? You went this way first, which is a what? Is that rise or run? It's a run. You gotta go this way. Rise. Run.
I don't know which way to put it. I don't need to know what side.
You focusing on the wrong thing. So if you start at the bottom, we rise and then run. If my point is here and here, we rise and run. You always gotta rise first. So you can pick up or down, but you keep going to the left and right first, and you cannot do that. Okay, so 7, we rise 7. We go over 1 to the left or right. Should be positive or negative?
Negative. Wait. Positive.
Look at your notes if you need it. Okay, did you go left or right?
We went to the left. We went to the right.
Oh, yeah, the right.
We went to the right.
We went to the right, so it's positive. Okay, 15. Okay, we got our 2 points. Do we start? Where do we start? at the lowest, which is gonna be this one. Okay, and we gotta do what first?
Rise.
Rise, which means what?
Go up.
Go up. That means we go up first and then over. What's our slope?
2.
Up to
9.
9?
Yeah.
All right.
-9.
7. It's 7.
Mr. Moss, what'd you get? 7? All right. Majority rules.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
negative.
it's
It's negative because it's going to the left.
Yeah.
It's negative because it's going to the left.
It is 7.
Sit your butt up and do this. Come on. Come on. You missed that one. Then go to the nurse. Huh? Why? You don't come to school anyways. You funny.